In this video, I want to share the birth where I came up with the glute scoot. So all good techniques come from situations where we didn't really realize what we needed and then we figured it out on the fly. And so that's kind of what happened with the glute scoot. So what happened was I was at a client's birth. This was actually my 4th time being her doula, and she was having a stop-start labor pattern for several weeks. Typically she has her babies around 39 weeks. She had 2 cesareans and then the rest were all vaginal, and this was her 3rd attempted vaginal birth. So I talked to the client and we decided that I was going to meet her at her house that next morning so that we could do an assessment and do some different skills and tools to help support her into this journey into birth. And so some of the things that I found when I came to meet her was that her pelvis was like this. So one of her hips was higher than the other, and then she also had what's called an anterior tilt. So not only was her pelvis here, it was also here. And so this was making it potentially hard for her body to do what's called counter nutation and dropping down in a more balanced state so that baby could enter into the pelvis. Babies are wise and they don't want to enter into the pelvis in a less optimal position. And so my thought was those active kind of stop-start pattern was her baby trying to find that way to get into the pelvis with greater balance. So what did we do? So I am going through the different tools that I do for people with this presentation in their pelvis, where we're releasing some tension in the front of her legs, we're releasing her psoas, and I wanted to release her QL muscles, these grippy low back muscles that she was having, and especially one side was much grippier than the other for her. So the first thing that I try to do is this really great move called dip the hip. Some of you might know it, and it's a great move for helping to release that tension. However, this particular client wasn't really able to figure it out. It's like something was stopping her from being able to fully kind of release into that hip and into that side of her body. And so I had to think on the fly, what else do I know that could release those tissues that I could do with her now? And that's where I came up with the glute scoot. So it's not that the move is not a known move, but it's not something that was ever in birth before. And I realized if I could get her to sit on the ground and scoot her glutes forward and back, that we could do the same thing that I was trying to do with the other movement. And the cool thing about this, she actually is someone who rescues dogs, and so we were laughing about her expressing her anal glands, and that laughter is a great oxytocin booster. And from the glute scoot, we did a lot of other things as well. Of course, I left her house. I went to work down the street for about an hour. She called me within the hour. She was actively contracting, and we had a baby by dinner time. And so sometimes it's just a few little extra things of support that are really helpful. And knowing the why behind the tools that you're doing helps you to think of different things on the fly. So that tool, I knew what it was doing. I knew it was releasing this QL muscle. And because of that, I could on the fly figure out what's a different way I could release that muscle. And so that's the beauty and the power of knowing the why as a birth worker.